happened on that last inbound? Looked like Glenn fell
Yeah,
down.
so we called timeout to see what they were lined up in, and they're lined up in kind of a play where they cross a big, and they kind of circle out their other big, and then they kind of cross their wings, and then they send one of those wings out, and I just felt like it was going to be Loving or Cam Williams coming off for a jumper. So we decided we have two different types of end-out defense, and so we decided to switch screens, and we switched it out just fine. And in fact, they were watching, I think, the first option, which is that, the guy coming off the single, but Glenn lost his feet, and he's down on his hands and knees and can't get back in front of Loving. And he was down for a while, so they almost didn't see him, but at the same time, I don't care what you run. If you fall down, you're going to give up a layup, and that's what happened. And I just felt like it was the right play because that was the one thing that could take away the catch and shoot. And it would make them, force them. That's the one thing you can do defensively. We don't zone many end outs, so we don't practice that. We do practice this. I thought if we could make them throw it out on top and then just somebody try and dribble into a desperation shot, that was, at least we weren't giving up a rhythm shot. But when we lost our feet, well, you're dead.
Point lead, did you think that game would ever come down to a last shot?
Well, no, that if you can get past that emotion of the last second play, this is what I told the guys in the locker room. If you can get past the emotion of the last second play, let's just look at our body of work. We played a really good first half. 9 assists on whatever it was, field goals, on 18 field goals. It built a lead, kept a lead, played a very steady defensive game. And then you come out the second half, and we get 7 field goals, they get 17. They get us 30-10 in the paint. We don't force a turnover. And I said, that's the problem, right? Then we don't close the game. From 3:58 to 2:07, we go 0 for 2 at the line. Then we come down and get a 3. And then we go miss a layup. And we come back and miss 2 free throws. And at the same time, we only hold them in those 2+ minutes. They only score one time, I think. I mean, we should have a 3, 4, 5 point lead by the time we took the lead. So, a lot of young mistakes, guys, freshmen, sophomores that were making them. But I guess you learn by putting your hand on the burner. And that's what we did tonight. We got burnt.
I think some of the free throw struggles down the stretch were just mental.
I think free throws are always mental. Their mental toughness. Glenn had struggled all night, with their length, and you could just tell he was more nervous up there than he was than usual. I thought. Jordy, his 2 and his layup. Just the way it goes, But we thought at that time his physicality on defense was helping us out more than Michael's. And, we had to manage so much foul trouble early that, it was just one of those things. So, I thought that some of that hurt us.
First half helped with your pace and getting out and everything, but even at that in the second half, in the half court, why was the pace kind of more bogged down?
I called a timeout on right around the 8-minute mark or whatever because we just weren't running. Like we just wouldn't run, and I don't know if that's I don't know. I can't explain that in terms of what they're thinking because I didn't ask, but it doesn't matter because they probably won't give you the right what. They're just tired. They're expending a tremendous amount of energy on defense. I think we're in fairly good shape. I don't think it's that. But at the same time, you have to will yourself, for easy opportunities. We talked at halftime. I said, listen, we're a jump shot team right now. We haven't been to the foul line. We haven't really got a lot of second shots. And our transition, has been pretty good. We got to keep that going. And then we talked about it again at the under I don't know. In the second half, probably the under 16 or under 12. I'm like, guys, we don't have a second shot yet. We don't have a transition play. We're not at the foul line, but we ran the bonus up and got there. But we didn't do enough of the other things. And then late we got there, real late, but, we just didn't get there enough consistently.
Lyle are pretty big fellas. Do you think they just kind of wore you down a little bit the second
Well, I mean, we just missed some. I mean, we just botched some defensive assignments. I mean, we had two guys out there that just let him get to his left. I think 3 different times, and then when your center has to overhelp to protect rim, and you can't get in front of Trevor Thompson. He's 7 foot, uber athletic. And he made us pay with second shots. But that was not the center's fault as much as it was the guy getting beat by Tate and Lyle right down, to their strong hand.
Still adjusting without Ed, or is that not a thing?
Well, we're not adjusting well, obviously, right? But that's part of the game, man. I mean, I don't think they're going to back off. I don't think Rutgers going to feel bad for us. So it's an utter disappointing loss, but I think it was more than just one play, more than just one guy falling down. I think I'm proud of the guys to keep battling back and retake the lead even when things weren't going well. There was all kinds of reasons to fall apart, and they wouldn't. And although we didn't win, I think that there can be some things that you draw from this that you say, you know what, we have won games like this. Maybe, and this wasn't tonight. But we have to keep firing because it's going to be like this all the time, Everybody knew it was going to be a one-point game. I mean, every computer in the world had it a one-point game.
Anything else for Coach Mouse?
Thanks. Thanks, Tim.